I don't know if you guys heard about the original Boston incident.
Police are keeping us at quite a distance.
All across the city, this little creature.
Fire in the hole.
Haircuts in the 70s?
What is this little light bright looking character thing seen flipping the bird at all eyes which fall upon it?
I hope you can see this because I'm doing it as hard as I can.
With over 100 episodes under its belt, Aqua Teen Hunger Force remains one of the longest-running Adult Swim animated TV shows. Sadly, one of its episodes will likely never see the light of day, but what if I were to tell you there's a second cut of the unfinished Boston episode? In May 2023, as part of the Boston Comedy Festival held at the Berkeley Performance Center, an Aqua Teen-centric event took place. Featuring show creators Dave Willis and Matt Malero amongst others, a public discussion was held about the 2007 Boston incident. Now referred to as the Boston Moonanite Panic, Aqua Teen Hunger Force made headlines across the US for scaring the city of Boston. An innocent marketing campaign turned into a terror scare overnight.
Questions were asked about terrorism.
Over 15 years later, announced ahead of the event, an unseen episode of the show would be screened mocking the events of January 2007. Although perhaps considered to be disrespectful to the creators, an audience member recorded the full episode over some guy's shoulder. Even with the early 2000s piracy vibes, I am grateful to this person for uploading the episode to Reddit. At the time, season 12 had been announced following an 8-year hiatus for the series. It was speculated this cut of Boston could be an early premiere for the new season. Voice actor Carey Means, who plays Frylock, even mentioned recording lines for the Boston episode in an interview around this time.
There are 5 episodes, full episodes. But there's a bonus one. That's what I was leading to when I was talking about the Boston thing.
With season 12 having aired now, unfortunately, the second cut of Boston was not part of this run. In order to avoid confusion, I'll refer to this new cut as Boston 2.0. Without this recorded footage, the episode would still likely be held under wraps, never to be seen by the public eye. Providing a complete rework of the original script, Boston 2.0 heavily differs from the leaked episode from 2015. It still satirizes the real-world events where LED placards were mistaken for explosive devices. This time, however, there's a heavier focus on promoting the Aqua Teen movie from 2007, which was the whole point of the marketing campaign. The main differences include new characters being the Scandinavian trolls, there's a lot of shameless self-promotion centered around the 2007 movie, plus there are even cameos from the people involved with the real-life events. These were some of my favourite moments, even using audio and footage from the news broadcasts back in 2007. Just like the previous leaked copy, the animation is also incomplete. While researching the unaired Boston episode for another video, I found an archived interview from Star Pulse magazine with show creator Dave Willis. Dating back to December 15th, 2008, when asked about the unfinished episode, he shared some vague information about how it was shelved. He confirmed the existence of 3 Boston scripts despite his flippant response. With 2 cuts of the episode already circulating the internet, I wouldn't be surprised if the third one was released later down the line. Hopefully, if Aqua Teen is renewed for more seasons, we may eventually receive an official Boston episode. Originally, it was written in 2008, planned to be the premiere episode for the show's 5th season. When challenged by the Adult Swim executives, rewrites were forced on the project until it was ultimately scrapped. Looking into this process further, I came across another archived interview, this time with Matt Malero, featured on the website Comic Book Resources from 2012. Malero is a lot more sincere when describing the episode and the struggles trying to make the script suitable in the eyes of the network. He describes it by saying, "It's really tame compared to what you might think." Looking more into the writing process, he goes on to say, "We know the network is really sensitive about this issue, so let's write an episode that calms it down to a this could happen level." With the drama surrounding the Boston episode, it feels good to know the intentions behind it were not malicious. Despite many attempts and rewrites, Turner Broadcasting's legal department pulled the episode in its entirety before it could finish production. Following this, the episode Robots Everywhere became the season 5 premiere. Looking at Boston 2.0, Dave Willis revealed a few tweaks were made to the alternative script. It was reworked, becoming more self-aware, and the dialogue reflects these changes. I would arguably say this cut is much funnier than the leaked cartoon from 2015. It follows similar story beats, but the middle of the episode is completely different. Even though the episode was intended to be a response as to what happened, Dave Willis and Matt Malero had kept kept their thoughts on the ordeal to themselves for all these years. In an article posted by Boston Globe, they finally opened up to the public on the Boston Moonlight Panic from their perspective. In short, they had absolutely no idea what was going on and found out about it by seeing news footage of Boston shut down. Pushing their luck, Willis apparently joked about going on the air as Egg-Knocked, saying, "Boston, you are down on your knees, Cleveland, you're next." Their bosses then apparently said, "There is no way we're ever going to let you do this." Berklee Music College wrote a piece about the convention and highlighted the screening of Boston 2.0 as one of the main events. The episode opens with a compilation of news broadcasts and witness testimony from those who experienced the incident. Set in the year 2007, Shake has a plan to market their upcoming Aqua Teen movie. Rather than releasing a movie trailer, he comes up with a plan to use Scandinavian trolls to market the movie, using trollers instead of trailers. He believes that using trolls will scare more people into watching the movie, where they will supposedly chase people into movie theaters. Randomly flying out to Boston, the Aqua Teens find themselves under a bridge, which is where trolls tend to hang out. They also only come out at night, otherwise they will turn to stone in the day. In order to attract the attention of the trolls, Meatwad is fitted with LED lights. Of course, this is reminiscent of the LED placards of the Moonanites that were installed across the city in real life. Speaking of which, as part of the story, Shake hires conceptual artist Peter Zeblebedovsky and Sean Stevens to install Meatwad under the bridge. Their character designs are an unusual combination, with animated bodies but the real-life faces of each person likely taken from the news footage. I really like how their dialogue is taken from the infamous Haircuts of the 70s news interview. Rather than discussing their role in the bomb scare, they were advised not to mention it. They got creative, discussing their concerns about haircuts of the 1970s, causing further outrage and frustration.
They just held a rather interesting news conference. It was quite strange, in fact. Let's take a listen.
I've advised them not to talk about what happened.
Have they been advised to act like they're not taking this seriously?
We're taking this very seriously. We've already
I think my dreadlocks are pretty nice and they're going to keep growing for a little while.
Looking at some concept art posted by Aqua Teen art director Bob Patet, the haircut press conference appeared to be part of the plot anyway, which was sadly not included in the 2015 leak. Once Meatwad is in position, he exposes the hanging wires from the LEDs and switches on the lights. Shake and Frylock hide in a nearby dumpster as the trolls approach. I tried replicating the troll designs myself, which were a lot of fun to illustrate. Meatwad confuses the trolls and fails to promote the movie. He's told to say the Aqua Teen movie is going to be the bomb, but instead he says that he is the bomb. Doing the right thing, the trolls alert the authorities. The sudden time skip to the next morning causes the trolls to turn to stone as the police arrive on the scene. Shake and Frylock are now conveniently back at home, watching the news coverage of the bomb scare on TV. Suddenly, Meatwad is killed in a controlled explosion, which should stop things from escalating. But instead, Shake confesses he has situated more lights across the country, using the Moonanites to help advertise the movie. Similar to the 2015 leaked episode, Shake is then seen outside messing with a giant light bright toy, which is obviously not a bomb. Carl sees this from next door and calls the police, believing this to be another bomb threat. When the police arrive, they feel Carl is accountable for the assumed explosive device and they brutally kill him on the spot. Now that Boston is considered safe, despite the show taking place in New Jersey, the remainder of this cut concludes very similarly to the 2015 leak. Apart from a few dialogue changes, Shake also inexplicably dies. It's then revealed the Moonanites were watching these events from a cave, dressed as Bin Laden. I was very surprised to see this cut of the Boston episode leak from the convention. It's a very funny story that I hope will one day receive a proper release. Otherwise, it's fun to have a piece of previously lost media for the hardcore fans of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. For further context to the jokes used throughout, you can check out my previous video summarising the events of the Boston Moonanite Panic and the episode leak from 2015. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave me a like down below. Let me know in the comments if you've checked out the leaked Boston episodes, and if so, what did you think of them? As always, I love hearing your thoughts and opinions. And for more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, DVD Review Studios.
Are you threatening me?